Why do we care about pieces of shit? Good directing! First off, Uncut Gems is another film directed by the Safdie brothers, makers of the film Good Times, starring Rob Pattinson, the new Batman. It stars Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett, and Lakeith Stanfield. Dude, backstory? I went to see this movie on a date with a Russian girl, and that relationship didn't turn out good, but this movie sure did.
Yeah, fast like a Tesla, you want all my love, better catch it, little baby, you falling in love, and my heart got a key for your mom, but it's also a weapon. Ooh, hey, ooh.
At first, I saw the trailers and I was like, it looks interesting. I actually want to go see this movie. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to see this movie. It wasn't blowing my mind, but I was like, all right, let me just, something to look out for. And it was. This movie constantly gets you invested in a story that if another director did it, it would be considered mundane, probably. Like, dude, this story is so boring. It's just about some fucking, gambler guy or something. He's gambling. Oh, wow. He has a rock. But no, it was interesting once you get into it, and it's a story that builds. And it builds and it builds. And the things that help it build are the score and the fast-paced editing style that they chose. Now, the Safdie brothers are, they're starting to build a name for themselves, and they're becoming more famous, especially with this movie now. Their name is out there. But they've been taking on a lot of, indie-style movies before. Good Time, I haven't seen that yet, but I heard it was really good. Other movies, they focus on issues that are very nuanced and complex. It's like, if you look between the crevices of all these big blockbuster movies, you're gonna be like, I found a gem. That's a good movie. This movie is about Howard, who is a gambling addict and a jeweler, and he ends up buying this rock that Kevin Garnett falls in love with and thinks it has magical powers or some shit, and then he loans it to him for a day, and then Kevin Garnett is like, yo, chill, I'm gonna bring it back. And then all of a sudden, it seems he's not gonna bring it back, and Howard needs that rock because he has to pay off these people that he owes money to, and then it just turns into a whole thing. You see how complex it is? If you say it like how I said it earlier, it's gonna seem boring, but it becomes complex, and then you start to realize that Howard, the main character, is actually a piece of shit.
All right, Larry, you're a Jew again. Welcome back.
Yes, he's a piece of shit. But he's funny, and you end up caring about him. Why do we care about pieces of shit? Good directing and a good screenplay and story. Yeah, but the thing that kept this movie going was Howard, or Adam Sandler, who plays Howard. And I'm telling you, incredible, marvelous take as that character. He was believable, he was hateable, he was lovable, it was all these things. You're just thinking in your mind as you're watching this movie, why is this guy digging a fucking, he's like this. This is what he's doing. He's just, further and further in a hole, and it's his fucking fault. And you're just like, dude, what are you doing? But that's a great character, and Adam Sandler sold it. All these other bullshit movies that he's been doing and just making money, building money off of, it's just a great breather from that, because I don't really watch those movies anyway. But he proved himself. He proved that he's a great actor, and with given the right material, I'm sure you've heard, he can turn water into wine. But the score and the fast-paced editing style is really what kept you on your toes and what made this movie interesting and suspenseful. It's the editing, it's the score. It's sometimes I was watching the movie and I was like, you hear nothing in the background, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? That shit came out of nowhere. Did you hear that? The score just creeps up on you, and then that's how the suspense builds. And I mean, if you think about it, that's what suspense is. Just something that's building over and over and over and over again, and then it tips, crescendo, boom. And I've come to realize I do think this film should have been nominated for an Oscar. I feel like it was that good of a movie that it deserves some kind of praise or notoriety for what it did. I know there's been a lot of good movies this last year, which is a good thing, so there was a lot of competition, but I still think Uncut Gems was a movie that outpassed or outdone a lot of the other movies that were nominated. But Joker, I agree with, deserves that. Joaquin Phoenix, so glad you won that Oscar. But Adam Sandler, definitely a runner-up, or he could have took it himself. Definitely a very close first, close second. But nonetheless, it's a great movie. I sincerely hope that you watch it. I'm glad that I got to review it and give it to you guys. So with that being said, I give this movie a gold star of 96%. Check out my rating system down below if you want to see how I rate movies. It's in the description. And with that, all I have to say is stay safe out there, stay sanitized, make sure you're washing your hands, and don't worry, you'll be fine in this pandemic. All right, love you guys. See you at the next one.
Money, I found better fishes, yeah.
I got the key to your body, your heart, your mind, your soul. You got me thinking I'm falling in love and it never gets old. Baby, I'm drowning in love, just promise you'll never let go. And fuck what they speaking of, they don't wanna see you glow.